Chào mừng quý vị khán giả đã đến với căn phòng của những giấc mơ. Chương trình AmericanDreamShow giấc mơ Mỹ, và chương trình của chúng tôi được phát sóng định kỳ vào lúc 9 giờ tối thứ Bảy hàng tuần trên hệ thống của Mark Network. Và cảm ơn sự đồng hành của Mark USA, công ty merchant top 1 của người Việt tại Mỹ.
Trong phim trường của chúng tôi ngày hôm nay có một vị khách mời, một người bạn mà Long Vân được làm việc với một thời gian rất dài vừa qua, và có những cái thông điệp mà Long Vân nghĩ là nên chia sẻ để những cái giấc mơ thành công. Và trong chương trình này chúng tôi xin phép được dùng hai ngôn ngữ, tiếng Anh, còn chữ nào khó thì em nói tiếng Việt, kính thưa quý vị. Hi Nestor, how are you doing today? Welcome to the show, American Dream Show.
Glad to be here.
First, can you please tell my audience a little bit about yourself?
My full complete name is Nestor Enrique Valencia Guerrero Corona.
Too long!
Mexicans, you know, we do that.
Okay, và thưa quý vị
In Latin America, we take on father, paternal, and maternal names, and you get grandma and grandpa in the name.
So what would you prefer? I call you Enrique.
Most people in my close circle of friends and family call me Kike.
Kike.
That's my
so
nickname.
now I will call you Kike, okay?
Or Enrique. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Or
short for
Valencia.
Enrique. Yes, or Valencia.
I like not call you Valencia better because I love Valentino brand name.
Okay, well, you're the boss, you know, you could call me whatever you like.
Okay.
Ông Nestor Enrique Valencia, từng là thị trưởng của Hội đồng thành phố Bell, tiểu bang California, sinh năm 1965 tại Ciudad Jalisco, Mexico. Ông theo cha mẹ di cư đến Mỹ năm 1969 và bắt đầu định cư tại thành phố Bell từ năm 1975. Như nhiều gia đình nhập cư khác ở Mỹ, cả nhà ông đều cố gắng làm việc chăm chỉ, và với ông, công việc đầu tiên là giao báo khi mới 11 tuổi. Nestor Enrique Valencia theo học tất cả các trường công lập địa phương trong khu vực và tốt nghiệp trường trung học phổ thông Bell năm 1983. Ông tiếp tục theo học tại Đại học tiểu bang San Jose và lấy bằng cử nhân khoa học sức khỏe với chuyên ngành quản lý chăm sóc sức khỏe. Sau đó, ông cũng tốt nghiệp chương trình thanh thiếu niên mùa hè của Kaiser Permanente và Kaiser Foundation Hospital, và ông đã làm việc trong ngành chăm sóc sức khỏe suốt cuộc đời mình. Với dự án Santi ở San Francisco, Nestor Enrique Valencia tiên phong với phương thức tiếp cận cộng đồng trong cuộc chiến chống S của lĩnh vực y tế công cộng tại quận Santa Clara. Trong bối cảnh ít người lên tiếng về vấn đề này, ông đã làm việc cho tiểu bang California, quản lý các chế độ phúc lợi bồi thường của người lao động thông qua nhiều cải cách khác nhau và giới thiệu về dịch vụ chăm sóc được quản lý. Ông cũng đã thành lập tổ chức Our Salad, sức khỏe của chúng ta, ủng hộ dịch vụ chăm sóc sức khỏe chất lượng tại các khu vực thu nhập thấp của quận Los Angeles bằng cách tổ chức các nhà lãnh đạo cộng đồng và tập hợp sự ủng hộ của cơ quan lập pháp. Ngoài ra, ông đã tình nguyện làm giám đốc hội đồng quản trị tại một phòng khám chăm sóc sức khỏe địa phương, cung cấp dịch vụ y tế gia đình, và là cựu chủ tịch hội đồng quản trị của một trường công lập địa phương với hơn 400 học sinh. Năm 2014, Nestor Enrique Valencia được bầu làm thị trưởng của thành phố Bell, và có lẽ ông được biết đến nhiều nhất với tư cách là người tố giác nạn tham nhũng ở thành phố Bell. Ông là người tin tưởng mạnh mẽ vào việc đặt ưu tiên của cộng đồng lên hàng đầu. Vì vậy, ông đã thành lập câu lạc bộ cư dân Bell, hoạt động trước vụ bê bối ở tòa thị chính Bell, và tiếp tục là một nhóm xã hội dân sự cơ sở độc lập tình nguyện hàng đầu tại thành phố Bell đến hiện nay.
Tell us something about you.
Well, I was born in Cihuatlán, Jalisco, Mexico. I was born on a good day, I think, June 9th. We came to this country in 1969. It wasn't my choice. I was brought with my parents. My parents were separated, one up here in the United States and the one in Mexico, my mom. She took care of 4 of us, and she didn't like to be by herself. So she called my dad and said, "We're going up." And we came up. We came up with no documents. And it was, as a young little boy, it was very, how would I say, traumatic. Yes, it wasn't fun. Because all I remember in crossing San Isidro, Tijuana, this is your mother. You'll see your real mom over there. Don't say nothing. And that's how it was back then, you know.
Okay, so with that age, with that choice, basically no choice to come to US because that's not your optional. So I don't talk about back then with your dreams. I don't think you have any dreams back then.
Well, I had some dreams being.
What is your
yeah,
dream on that?
Back then.
Yeah, back then I was a little boy. I just wanted ice cream, you know.
That's why we say
yeah.
we have no choice and no dream.
No,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
But my parents, my mom, my dad, they instilled dreams when we were here, and that was to go to school. And if you went and got a good education, that you would be pretty good here in the United States. And so my mom particularly, she was very, very good at get to school, go to school, do your homework.
So they value education.
Very much so.
And then when is the age you have first dream for your life?
Yes, I think my first dream of what I wanted to do in life was probably third grade.
Third grade.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah.
Astronaut, right?
What's that?
Astronaut fly to the moon, right?
Well, almost.
Yay!
When we came to this country in the summer of '69, the Apollo landing was occurring and everybody's watching TV and we didn't know what a TV was. And all my family's there, cousins, uncles, everybody's watching TV. And I said to my older brother, what's going on? What's happening? And he said, the Americans are on the moon. Or what we say in Spanish, los gringos. And I thought, well, I'm in America, then someday it'll be my turn to go to the moon. So I thought maybe someday I would go to the moon. But it wasn't the case. I learned quickly that that was very special.
Okay.
And I finally, when in third grade, my third grade teacher, Miss Greco, in Compton Unified School District, we were raised at that point in Compton. And I'm very good friends with her still at this age. She said, hey, you know, Enrique, maybe you would be a doctor. And I thought, okay, that sounds like fun. It wasn't. I am a biological science major and I became a clinician and then I stopped.
And then what are you right now? Not doctor, so what's your career right now?
Most
so
recently,
how do you do it?
I do hospital administration and I am a specialist, if not an expert in the industry, of managed care contracting. So a hospital, a medical group, or even the insurances, we call them HMOs, health maintenance organizations, they function with a contract, and my job is to create a relationship and then start the contracting process, negotiate it, and operationalize it. That is my main career. More recently, however, I have dove into the realm or the work of government.
So let's compare about the life in Mexico when you young, and then when you
Come here.
Came
So
here.
what's different
So
and
what
what
different?
what not?
Well, I remember very distinctly, and I still visit Mexico, and yes, there's two different universes. You know, there's south of the border and then north of the border. The difference I remember was that we had a lot of accommodations here. Back then, even in the best towns, and my mom is from a very small town, and my dad's from a little but bigger city. Hot water, you know. I remember that was a big deal. We didn't have hot water readily in Mexico, but here in the United States we did. We had phones, we had TVs, we had a car, you know, a personal car. We didn't share it with the rest of the family when we came to the United States. And my brothers and sisters, we had a lot more toys.
I have a question like this. You where you are today is where you want to be or not yet?
I am comfortable in my space now.
Okay.
Am I done with that journey? The answer is no.
Okay.
There's more to it.
So
yes.
how you make your life from the little boys, no ideas about even the moon or America, to become to the place you be confident telling people, I am comfortable right now, even I'm not done it yet.
Yeah.
So how you process there?
Sure.
And how easy, how hard, any problem, any struggle, when you achieve your comfortable place right now today?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I mentioned earlier, education was very big in the family, and everybody had to go to school on time, do your homework. I was lucky, if not fortunate, to have really good teachers that always focused on me and said,
Who is she? Who is he?
Oh, there were several. Miss Greco was one of them, and then beyond that was Mrs. Smith, and then Mr. Strelecker, and Mr. Chung, Mr. Morales, and on to high school, you know, Mr. Pat Jackson, Mrs. Nancy Brown. These teachers became friends of the family because I'm the fourth in 5. So my older brothers and sisters had those teachers. So when I went into the classroom, it's like, oh, I know your brother, I know your sister. So we were very close.
Yeah.
Even to the day, some teachers have already passed away, and I go to their funerals or their services. But
And
all
education
that,
and what?
yeah, the education, hard work.
Hard work.
Hard work.
And working
My
hard.
dad worked.
How many roles you say?
Yes.
How many roles you have now?
Well, you know, I'm a single dad of 2 daughters, and one daughter is a chemist, a graduate from Long Beach State, very proud of the work that she has done. And I have a younger daughter at Stanford University.
Wow, it's not easy
Yes.
to get in that school.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure, it's not easy. It's just like, I
Yeah.
think like 1% people in here
Yeah.
can get in that school. So tell me the secret. I'm single mom also. I have 2
Did you
sons.
use your power, right? Use your power, right?
No, she did it all herself, okay? I went myself to San Jose State after high school, and San Jose State offered me a degree in biological sciences. I specialized then in hospital administration, and then beyond that, I also took classes at USC for public policy, and then finally I ended up at Harvard Kennedy for executive education. And those all were very good to me. But for my daughters, I'm a parent that likes to be involved in their lives and in their school. And I got to know their teachers, and they got to know their teachers. And you know, Miss, for example, one good teacher was Miss Wilson. I said, Miss Wilson, they need more homework. And you know, Miss Wilson, you need to be tough on my daughters, you know. My daughters prevailed. They won acclimates in the decathlon. They won 3rd place. They took the SATs. They took their other advanced placement,
Yeah.
and they got high scores.
And
you know.
then I know, so because as a mom, I understand that feeling, exactly what you're trying telling us right now. But you know what? I want to go back to your dreams.
Okay.
Of course, the dad looking for the daughter's success. You have it already.
Yeah.
So now the dreams became you today with comfortable place as you tell us.
Okay.
And at Matthew, my co-host is asking you like how many roles you do, how many jobs you have and right now, how
Sure.
can you handle it, and then
And
Well,
what is
what-
your dream now?
Let me answer it kind of in a short, but I'll digress a little. There was challenges. The first challenge I had, and a lot of us had in my family, was the language.
Yep.
You know, we didn't know English. And I, for one, was learning Spanish when I was brought to this country. And so I didn't know Spanish, and I didn't know English. So I couldn't speak or anything. Well, later in life, particularly in college, I took classes in communications. I learned better to write in college. High school was good, and for me, high school was pretty easy. I played football, I did a lot of sports. I was a prom prince, you know, a little popular, but it didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was my schoolwork, and it was tough, very tough. When I went out to college, I learned more to work with other people, to collaborate, you know. Hey, I was just saying, my good friend Mark, do you have the homework from yesterday? You know, and we just help each other out in college more. We learn how to work in
Have
teams.
you ever have some races about because you are immigration?
Do I have what?
Races.
did you
Oh.
get a racist when you be a
Well, that's the ugly side of America, because I always say, and people have quoted me before, I believe in America the beautiful, but there is America the ugly, and that's where the racism, the prejudice, all that occurs. And I remember in college, a group of young men in their truck, you know, said, hey, we need directions to get to the stadium. And I said, no problem. What stadium you want to go to? And they was Spartan Stadium, you know, the stadium that we played football. And I said, oh, sure, it's right over here, just a block away. And as they drove away, they said, you fucking Mexican. I'm sorry to use the word, but that's what they said, And I looked at my color of my skin, and I said, well, I am.
Yeah.
Is that the reason make you became a politician, try to do something so don't have ugly American sides in American anymore?
Well, you hit on a
I
good
did right
spot.
part. Oh
Yes.
my God,
We're gonna move forward many years later. The challenges continue though. My marriage did not last. It lasted a good 14 years. But at the end, it's still a fault or
Any reason it fade out?
it's a break.
Okay.
And maybe for us adults, divorce or separations, they occur nowadays. But for the kids, not so good. So I was concerned about them. However, in getting back to how I involved myself in politics, I always wanted to do something in the community. Always. I was the soccer coach for my kids. I also was the treasurer, one of the treasurers for the Roman Catholic Church for Los Angeles. I volunteered in the Department of Aging as a long-term care ombudsman. So I did a lot of things in the community, thinking, this way people see that I care about my community, except one big exception is that I live in the city of Bell. Have you ever heard of the city
I heard
of
about
Bell?
the corruption city.
Oh, yeah.
So what about that corruption story? Can you tell us a little bit because you don't have much time?
My time, yes, I'll make it really short.
Yeah.
There was massive amount of corruption.
And do you involve with that?
Massive. I was not,
Okay.
but I saw it and I said, that's corruption. So I'm pretty good with writing and I'm pretty good with organizing. And I started saying, we have a problem, we have a problem, we have a problem. And back then I met Mr. then Attorney General, Jerry Brown, and he became governor again for a second time in his life. But I went to him and I said, I have a problem in my city and here's what it is. My taxes are too high. Never learned that the taxes are supposed to be high. We get no services. We have a lot of debt and we have problems in my city. He looked into it, other people started looking into it, and 8 people got arrested. Now, I didn't arrest them and I didn't make their decisions.
The right group arrested them, not you.
Yeah, I didn't have to. They did it to themselves. Very unfortunate, very sad. They went to jail, and frankly, other people should have gone to jail too, but I think the district attorney at the time said, oh, no, this is the easy cases. The other ones are much harder to prove. In any case, that propels my community into national
So you became
headlines.
so popular from then.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
Yes, I could tell you, a lot of people took credit to undo the corruption, but it was really myself and a few friends that would go to meetings, that engaged, that wrote letters. A few other ones came later and said, oh, I did this, I didn't. No, you didn't. But that's okay, that's humanity.
And then you became a politician.
Well, people asked me to run, and I said sure, and then I became a council member, and then a mayor for the city, and I did it for 10 years.
And
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Be careful what you wish for.
with the young boy immigrated, have no idea, became to wherever it is today you are, and to me, politics is one of the things powerful to have a lot of people. Because they can make the decision, they can make the rule, they can make the law, they can make everything for people in there to follow, to get a better life, to achieve their goals, to achieve their dreams. So I'm not talking about our American Dream shows. So I'm looking for the politicians sitting next to me right now. If you have power much enough, what will you do to help all the people who has American dreams?
That's a real good question. And that's a question I get asked a lot, and people quite don't understand when you have a power like that, what can you do with it? Well, I should tell you first, in political science in college, I didn't do so good. Okay, I got a D you know, A, B, C, D, F, 1 point away from an F, okay? I had to take my class over again because I'm just not a politician, not into it at the time. But I developed, and as I learned more and got to know more people, power comes in many ways. You could use power for yourself, for your friends, for your family, or
Your
for
community.
others. Or for others. So there's, I say in politics, good, bad, and ugly. And you want to be over here on the good side. You want to be able to do policies that help more people. The more the policy, the laws, ordinances, policies that you make for people to bring them up, the better. A long time ago, I met a big politician here in California. His name is Willie Brown, Democratic. He was the state assembly speaker, very powerful, Afro-American man out of the Bay Area. And then he became the mayor of San Francisco. And he called a meeting, and I went, and I was a young man. And he said, hey, I know what you, because we're all Mexicans and Latinos in the room, and he was the only black man or Afro-American. And he said, I know what you brownies, he called us, are thinking. He said, you're thinking that this black man is corrupt. And I like, whoa. I said, maybe, you know, he had a lot of power. But he said this, and I remember this, and it was good for me to hear that. He said, listen, I have to cut deals. I cut deals. But when I cut a deal up in Sacramento, I bring the community along. So for me, that said, that's how I want to be. I want to be someone that brings everybody, we elevate, and the quality of life improves for people. When the quality of life improves, then you as government and as a policymaker or politician, you've done good.
Okay. Give me some your secret to become to success.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I learned later in life. I should have learned this, you know, when I was 20, but later in life, I learned 3 things.
Okay, number 1.
Number 1, relationships.
Relationship. Number 2.
Relationships.
Number 3, relationship.
Relationships.
Yeah.
And I just saved you $60,000 because that's what Harvard taught me, okay? Harvard, relationships. And that means a
I
lot.
can get a permit from, like, exactly what you got from Harvard.
Yes, you could apply.
Okay, the last question I want to ask you. After you success everything, you have power, and when you retire. So, what is your last dream at the end of your life?
My end of life? Well, at my end of life will probably be my last day here on this wonderful earth. I'm just gonna look at, hopefully, my loved ones and say, thank you so much for a good life. And you know, recently someone asked me, I was getting to know them, we asked each other what we needed to be happy in life. And this new person said, I need this, I need that, you know, a lot of things. Ooh, wow. There's a lot more work. Now, I work very hard, and I plan to work very hard all my life, in my relationships, in fun things, and whatever it is. And then they looked at me and said, well, what do you need in life? And all I could come up with was one thing that's important to me.
Lover.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Yeah. And what did you say?
I said lover.
That too, but you know, happiness.
No, that's a bigger story, bigger answer.
Yeah.
So happiness
Yeah.
is
Be
big.
happy.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
What make you happy?
Will you marry again?
I think so. You know, who that may be, I don't know. You know, but
I have a question.
I
When you
know.
answer like who would marry again,
Mhm.
because this is not about a racism or anything about that.
Okay.
Similar with that, but I'm the Asian, right?
Okay.
Do you ever have any
Feeling.
contact or impressive isn't good or bad? I don't care. Good Asian in her life before. You still remember today?
Well, I love I love a lot of people, and my daughters always say that I think everybody's beautiful, and then we're right. I say you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Everybody here in this room is beautiful. I had a very, very good teacher, endearing teacher. I fell in little love with her, and she was Asian.
What age is it?
Well, she was much older than I was, you know.
Your age.
I was only like 9 years old.
Oh
you know?
my God!
Yes,
Miss friend,
but-
right?
Well, you know, later in life, I in college, I did a wonderful, wonderful friend. She happened to be from China, and I love the culture.
Okay.
You know, I love the faith, Buddhism. It teaches more, I think, about life than my practicing religion or faith, I should say. I'm not very religious, I'm very spiritual. I was brought up Roman Catholic, and it's a good faith. But the Buddhists, I think they have it right, you know?
Hi Valencia, if you have some last word to tell for people who watching us right now today, just came to America. They have a struggle, they have a problem, they have a confusing, they have any negative side. What will you tell them, my audience?
Well, if people are new to this country and they're having a difficult time, and it's understandable. This is a different culture, and it's a mix of cultures. It's not just Anglo-Saxon or white. It's Latinos, it's indigenous people from this land, and now, you know, we have lots of Asians, lots of Europeans. It's a melting pot. The United States has always been a nation built on a lot of ethnicities and cultures. That's a success. And what I would say to people is, go out there, do something.
Go
you
out
know?
there, do something.
Go play baseball. Go tell your kids. Go to the movies. Go do. Yeah, build on your relations. Build on your neighbors. But you could also keep your culture, your roots. Don't forget your roots. I don't. You know, I had asked Ann if I should come on this show with my charro suit. You know. And she said, no, it's okay, you know? And that's the good thing. One of the good things of America. Yes, there's a lot of work and maybe even hardships, but that's everywhere in the world.
Thank you for all what you're sharing. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your dream, telling us. Thank you for coming today.
Well, thank you. I love to be here, and I appreciate all of you. And anytime, let me know. I'm glad to help.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think like we need a lot of men like you in the country.
So thank you for being here. This is my friend. For what I did in my hometown, Vietnam, I'm just bring here to make a new brand, all organic. This is a gift from me to my new friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this. Is it food?
No,
I love food.
This is essential body care.
Oh, body care, okay.
I think it will taking good for your body and a new girlfriend. Maybe in the future.
Oh, we could always need a good uplifting, right? Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thanks again for being here today with us, and I would love to see another Valencia and better your version, and next time I see you.
Okay.
And best wish to you.
Bao giờ cũng muốn nói lời cảm ơn đến quý vị đã luôn luôn đồng hành và theo dõi chương trình Giấc mơ Mỹ AmericanDreamShow được phát sóng định kỳ vào lúc 9 giờ tối theo giờ của Nam California. Và cảm ơn Mark USA đã là thương hiệu đồng hành cùng với chương trình. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả đã theo dõi. Còn bây giờ, xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.
Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.
Xin chào.